Okay, welcome back to Menace under Otari on Foundry Virtual Tabletop. We have now done the first 3 encounters. We're doing pretty damn good. We're still at full health for everybody. And really haven't used that many resources, all things considered. Kira's used half her heals and runic weapon, but Ezra has only used mystic armor, which lasts all day, so obviously. So he's still pretty much fully ready to go, thanks to the focus spell system as well, and the other two are just good old-fashioned martial characters. So we're going to continue on down the main passageway, and there isn't really a good way to do this. So there are spots where you just can't, it's a wall there, you can't go. So I don't know if they intend for, this position to be valid, but, yeah. Okay, anyways. So, doesn't mention it here, hold on. So this up here, we can't really see. We have to succeed on a DC 10 athletics skill check to climb up the ledge. So Valeros will do that for us, no problem. Well, he actually has assurance in athletics. Well, yeah, absolutely. Automatic success. He's up. And he will open the door. The ancient wooden door creaks open on rusty hinges, revealing a ruined chamber. Mold and rot stain every surface. On the far side of the room is a stone statue of a giant squid, its tentacles reaching toward an altar in the center of the chamber. The scum covers almost everything, but it hasn't touched the silver bowl sitting atop the stone altar. The water in the bowl is perfectly clear. So we could do a DC 15 religion skill check. There you go. So now we know that this is a shrine to Gozra, the god of nature and the fury of the ocean. The water in the silver bowl is pure and clean. Now, we can obviously see the results there of what would happen if we drank from the bowl. How many players would actually just drink from the bowl? I don't know. I'm not really sure. We do have detect magic. This is a cantrip, so you can just cast this as much as you want, and you'll know of any magic effects within 30 feet. So you know that there is magic here. And I guess if you rolled the religion, and you heard about Gozra, I actually probably have information in this book about Gozra. A deity of two aspects, Gozra is the sea that encapsulates the land and the wind that moves its surface. The wind and the waves are popular with druids and those who seek to preserve the wilds. So it's definitely a very neutral deity, I suppose. I could see maybe a character drinking. Perhaps if Valeros, with his strong constitution, he will attempt to drink it. He succeeded. So, he feels the power of the ocean surge through him. And in the next hour, you can call upon the ocean's might to fortify himself against harm. So it's a reaction that he can use when hit by a crit, turning it into a normal hit. There you go. The bowl loses all of its magic if removed from the shrine, but can be sold for 5 gold pieces. And they don't give you that as an item to take, so it's probably uncommon, I guess, for someone to grab it. but some players will grab everything. Now, I assume it's a DC 10 to go back down, but Valeros will have no problem with that. And no one else will attempt to drink from the water. Because the fortitude check, I mean, they would all be kind of aware of that. We lost somebody here. There we go. Okay. These are visible. So yeah, you know, Foundry has this system where sound effects can just start playing as you get closer. So we're now here in the kobolds. This large room looks like it was once a storeroom for a building above. At the far side, you can make out what might have been a cave or cell at some point, but it is now full of crates and barrels. 4 lizard-like creatures the size of human children are clustered around the door to the cell, trying to pry it open. They sure are. So they don't notice us kind of approaching. And I think that's a perfect opportunity for Kira to slip in. Although it says if they come within 10 feet. So I think this is like the last safe spot. And I don't know if this cone is gonna work. And we can get 3 of them from here. There you go. Okay, cast. Basic reflexes. Okay. 1 of them failed, 2 of them succeeded, so they take half damage. You don't need to zoom in on that, thank you. Okay, so this one takes the full damage. Yeah, and we can stop that sound effect soon. Okay, so it's this one takes the full damage. And these take half. Okay, and with that, combat begins. So now we can stop that sound effect. Oh yeah, they're all... So Valeros would have shuffled off to the side here to allow her to breathe her fire. And enter combat. Roll all. I'm surprised that it doesn't mention if there's any difference if the player does something like that where they just kind of like ambush them. All it mentions is if they move 10 feet away, they just turn around and attack, and we do initiative. But I think really, like, it's not really any different. It's not complicated or anything. You get your free attack off, and you start. I don't know. I guess probably, yeah. I mean, if I was playing, I probably would have coordinated like a simultaneous attack from everybody to just try and roast all these kobolds in one volley. But, yeah, for our purposes. So it mentions here that the kobolds are cunning, using tactics and special abilities to gain an edge. These will try to flank specific single targets. Because they also get sneak attack. So they can do extra damage when they're off guard. Okay, so Mariciel, let's see here. She's going to move 5, 10, 15. I guess we'll just go with that. And she is, of course, going to try and trip first. Critical failure, so now she is prone. That's pretty bad. I could try and attack from prone. I'd suffer a -2 to the roll, but even worse is that they all get their sneak attacks on me. So, unfortunately, she's going to have to spend her third action to just stand. That is definitely a concern. She's not very good at tripping. I just keep trying to do it. So she's going to, yeah. Let's do it here. Oh. There you go. Okay. Not a great opening turn. Valeros, 1, 2, 3. This is probably counts as difficult terrain, actually. But that's fine. Yeah, I guess he's just gonna swing once and then raise his shield, probably. So... Swing. Swing, 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 miss. Okay, and then he will raise his shield. Kobold Warrior 1. This guy. Well, he's gonna go for an easy flank. Valeros will use Reactive Strike. There's no easy way for me to just do that. Okay, well, he's gonna swing. Critical miss. So, okay, it's not going too hot. But we're going to do... What is the... Yeah, this is your... No, this is a range spear. Really? Your melee is +3. Yeah, they do kind of depend on that. And that is a hit. No. Oh, yeah, because he's off guard. So it's -2 to AC. So it is 20, but down to 18. Bummer. Okay, well, he is definitely going to be shield blocking. Block. 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 It doesn't do anything. It's not doing anything. Okay. Oh, there it did. Absorbs 5 damage, an additional 3, making it through. Their shield is also damaged for 3. So he only took 3 damage. It's not really much. His shield dropped down 17 health from 20. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty nice effect at this point in the game. Okay, so this one can't get the flanking benefit there. The only way that it could get a flank is if it moves into one of these spots over here. To flank Mauricio. I don't know, I guess we're counting this as difficult terrain, so it costs twice as much movement. So if this is 10, this is 20, and then he wouldn't be able to move to that third one. Scamper is fine, but you have to end not next to any enemy. So, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to move any farther than this. So he's just going to go here and try and stab. Miss and miss. Okay, Kira. Similarly, we can't really get any sort of flanking. Too much typical terrain here. So, I feel like we're probably just going to stand here and slash. Are you good with athletics? No, you're terrible with athletics. We don't really have any... So what are the... What would be some actions? You know, just for the sake of learning. got diplomacy, medicine, religion, and survival. And all of these skills have actions that you can do with them. So diplomacy has gather information, which is not useful. Make an impression, not really useful. Request, which is not really useful. Medicine has administer first aid, which is different than treat wounds. I guess anyone can administer first aid, even if you're not trained in medicine. But I think it's mostly used if you are trained in medicine in order to stabilize people. You can also treat disease, treat poison, treat wounds. But that's it. That's it. Religion really has nothing interesting about it as far as actions. It has recall knowledge, decipher writing, identify magic, learn a spell, which a bunch of different skills have. Just specifically, that's for religion. And then finally, survival. You have sense direction, which is like your navigation. Cover tracks, track, and that's it. So no, she's really got nothing special that she's going to be doing here. That would assist. The only thing is aiding. She could do that. Other actions you can take on your turn. You can ready an action. You can take cover. That's kind of it. Yeah, she's really got not much. Okay, I mean, it's level 1. What do you expect? So, we're just going to be striking a few times and probably raise her shield just for the hell of it. That is a hit, barely. Nice. 2 damage to that little bugger and actually killed him. Holy shit. Great. Okay, then for her second action, she'll move here. And then her third action, she'll raise her shields. So we're trying to cut off some more flanks. Ezrin gets to go. This could be an opportunity for some full force barrages, actually. These things only have 5 health. So I think we want to target 1 shard to each. Cast. Roll damage. I guess we should probably do this one by one, right? Okay, stop. Okay, we'll do this one first. 4 damage. Boom. He's not quite dead, but he's getting there. Second one. 4 damage. Not quite dead, but he's getting there. And third one. 5 damage. Not quite dead, but he's getting there. I mean, overall, it was pretty good. 1d4 plus 1. That was not bad. Oh, that was all 3 of his turns, though. Okay, this guy... Ooh, boy, he is, he's not looking good. We can still get a flank. I feel like he probably would flee, but there's really no way out. So I guess he's just going to go there. So that's 5, 10, 20. And he's going to try and just get this bastard, man. Miss. Means this is also going to miss. Yes. Okay, and the last one, probably not even going for a flank. I'm just going to, like, move into this corner and try and shoot him. Miss. Actually, how many spears does he have? One? You have one spear? Is this correct information? Yeah, he threw his one spear. He's just gonna, like, cower in the corner, like... Oh, God. Sure, I'm gonna cower in the corner. That's how we're gonna play it. Okay, Mercial. So this is 10 feet. And this is 20 feet. But that ensures that we get the goodness. Critical miss! Come on. Miss. Well, that was the turn. Great. Valeros will put it away, though. It's gonna make it happen. There you go. Valero. If I just had 3 Valeroses and a cleric, we'd probably be alright. Dead as shit. His second action will be to move here, actually. And his third action will be this. Crit. Oh, I think it's dead. God, I just sliced off its head, sent it across the room into this guy's lap. So yeah, I mean, at this point, this guy's, like, groveling, you know, for, Oh, so we actually did massive damage to that kobold. If you do enough damage in one hit equal to twice their max health, they instantly die. Which is sort of obvious, I guess. But it's more a rule of concern to players, because players don't usually automatically die when they hit 0. But if they take massive damage, they're dead. And that's, of course, a pretty old school rule. But it lives on. Yeah. Okay. So then, you know, you can't just jump off a cliff and be like, okay, well, I'm at the bottom and I'm at 0, so someone can just heal me and I'll be fine. Actually, if you're at 0, you start dying, and then you basically just have to roll your recovery, and if you succeed on your first recovery roll, you're no longer dying. And you're just unconscious, and then after, like, a certain amount of time, you'll heal back to 1 and wake up. So, the massive damage rule sort of cuts that bullshit out. Alright, I think, probably... Yeah, I mean, so this thing's surrendering. It's more just, do we want to let it surrender? No. No, I do not. Of course not. We want it dead. We want its family dead. That's what we were paid to do. Kira's not gonna put up with that shit. She's rushing in there and slicing its head off right here. Damn it. Damn it. Alright, but Ezrin, he'll do it. We've got daze. Let's use daze. Failure. Take 2 damage. You're dead. His brain explodes. That's right, bitch. This is serious business. Alright, end encounter. 80 XP. Okay. After the fight, the heroes can examine their foes. Some of the kobolds are carrying dried fish stolen from the fishery. Clearly, they were involved in the thefts, but more fish are missing than can be explained by 4 kobolds. The treasure in this room is the locked steel cell. The heroes can open this cell in either of 2 ways. They can use a thieves' toolkit to roll a DC 15 thievery skill check to pick the lock. Yes, I will roll that. I rolled a 20. It is open. Aha. Inside is a pile of old crates and a few barrels. While most of these contain long spoiled food and stained cloth, cloth. One of them contains a small pile of treasures, 200 silver pieces, a gold ring worth 5 gold pieces, and a beautiful +1 short sword, a magic weapon. Aha. Well. So, the short sword. It is agile. It's an agile weapon. It does have the +1 to attack and damage, which is good. It's a finesse weapon. Mauricio certainly could utilize such a weapon in her ongoing war under Otari. But yeah, we're not really disarming with the rapier, although we could. I keep... Yeah, I mean, I keep tripping. Disarming also is athletics, so she's not very good at it. And tripping, you know, gives you off guard. I don't know if disarming does that. Just see real quick. Disarm. You try to knock an item out of a creature's grasp. It's against reflex. It's basically the same thing. You have to be trained in athletics to do it, but still, it's basically the same thing. And you only knock it out of their hand if you critically succeed. If you just succeed, you weaken their grip on it. So you get a +2 on future disarm checks against them, and they get a -2 on attack rolls with it until they spend an action to change their grip on the item. So disarming is it's a tough argument for spending an action when you could just trip. But tripping, you can't trip a target that's more than one size larger than you. No, disarm is the same thing. So I think without feats or something, disarm is just not too hot. So really, the main benefit of the rapier is the deadly, if we crit, but how much are we going to bank on that? I like that nowhere here does it just tell me the amount of damage that this thing does. 1d6 + 4. There you go. Yeah, 1d6. Yeah, okay. I mean, overall, rapier, not too amazing. So I guess we're going to take the +1 short sword. And we're going to hold that. We're going to stow the rapier away. Stow all this shit away. We don't need this. Alright, so we've got our +1 short sword. Does it not add to damage? It's just +1 to attack rolls? That can't be true. It's just has that been changed? Am I losing my mind? You're telling me that had to have been changed. You're telling me in Pathfinder 1st edition, a +3 sword doesn't add +3 to damage. That's just incorrect. Where would I even see this information in here? I gotta, like, Google it. I'm, like, so curious. Okay. Why is the first result for this on the D&D Next subreddit. Okay, I think it was changed. I think that okay, yeah. So I think it was changed. So now it's just attack rolls. And the difference is now they have a rune system. And I don't even know if that information is in this book that I have. But, okay, so a good example of that change is Kira's runic. So this is runic weapon, which is now the renamed magic weapon. So the target becomes a +1 striking weapon, gaining a +1 item bonus to attack rolls, which is what the +1 means now, and increases the number of weapon damage dice to 2. So a +1 to damage is, I guess, lame. So they got rid of that, and now you have to get a specific rune on your weapon. In this case, striking, and then that will add another damage dice, which is a lot better than +1. Rune. Aha, it's not in this book. It says, runes are similar to magic items, but can be etched onto weapons, armor, and shields to make them more powerful. They appear in GM Core. I don't have the GM Core book yet, because I have not GM'd this. We probably have runes, though. Yeah, in the compendium. So if we go to striking here. A striking rune stores destructive magic in the weapon, increasing the weapon's damage dice it deals to 2 instead of 1. For instance, a +1 striking dagger would deal 2d4 damage instead of 1d4 damage. So this is, and it costs 65 gold pieces to purchase. And then this can be upgraded to be a greater striking rune or a major striking rune, 4 weapon damage dice instead of 2. The major one costs 31,000 gold pieces. It's funny to me. And I guess crafting is kind of a bigger deal in Pathfinder, and that throws me for a loop because crafting is obviously not in the Owlcat games. So I'm unfamiliar with that. But they do definitely go over crafting in the book here. It's one of the skills. And they have a whole big crafting example here, specifically of a 5th level wizard making a striking rune, a 4th level item. And pretty much he spends like he spends 2 weeks of downtime in game and ends up spending 52 gold pieces to make a striking rune. I don't know, is gold like that? It seems weird that you just spend 2 weeks in game To lower the price from 65 to 52 gold pieces by crafting it. I mean, at the higher end, if you can save like 40% off of a major rune of 31,000 gold, I suppose that could be definitely worth it. But at 5th level, and we're already getting like items easily worth 5, 10 gold. 200 silver pieces is 20 gold. So, I don't know. So, what runic weapon then does is just makes it so the person's weapon has a striking rune on it for 1 minute. Okay. I understand now. That's an interesting system. Yeah, I mean, I certainly like the idea of more damage dice for your weapon. It's very exciting, rather than just adding 1 to the damage. Yeah, that's definitely a buff. It's just now you have to get striking runes. But, you know, there's a lot of different runes. And probably if we went over all the different runes, there's probably a bunch of the same ones. The sort of modifiers, like Ghost Touch is probably... Yeah, there's a Ghost Touch rune. So you can harm creatures without physical form. And I don't have the rules for runes. As I said, I don't, you know. So I don't know what it takes to put runes onto weapons, if you can remove runes at will, or what that takes, or anything like that. You know, and that's obviously outside the scope of our little adventure here. But yes, bottom line, a +1 short sword just adds 1 to attack rolls. But that's good enough. Okay, let's give the gold ring to Mesrin. And then let's distribute the coins. No, we will not allow conversion. That did not distribute anybody any coins. What does that do exactly? What does that button do exactly? Do I have to target people? Didn't do anything. Sell all treasure. What? I don't know what that means. Oh, I see. I see the problem. I don't actually have these characters assigned to players. So, yeah, there's technically no players in the game, so that won't actually work. Alright, well then, Mauricio gets them all. Job done. There you go. Okay, moving on. Moving on to this door he's gonna pop open. This short hallway has smooth walls of worked stone with a door at either end, though the door at the far end is closed. The floor is tiled with large, square stone tiles. When the heroes first enter this hallway, ask each player to roll a DC 20 perception skill check. Oh, okay, sure. Everyone failed. Some critically. Okay, no one noticed. So we're just gonna keep going. Oh yeah, maximum damage here. I'm really fucking us over. On purpose. Okay, so, hold on a second. I need to bring this up. Okay. So as soon as he steps on this tile, the trap triggers, and we're all in a nice orderly line. This hits everybody. This hits everybody in the hallway, making one range strike against each hero in the hallway. And it can crit, so it's fun stuff. Here we go. Miss on Valeros. I don't think this suffers from multiple attack penalty. That wouldn't really make any sense. A hit on Mauricio. And a miss on Kira. So damage for Mauricio. 4. No, not that. I see. Yada, 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 yada. Mauricio, 4 damage. Done. Rocks fall, everyone dies, except definitely not. Very mundane. Okay, Valeros opens the next door. We're moving on. Okay, so this one is a puzzle, and obviously it doesn't really work for us because we already know the solution. The door to this chamber silently glides open to reveal a long room. 2 stone statues of priests stand in the corners along one side of the room, facing a towering statue of a man holding out both of his hands, palms up. In front of this statue is a stone altar holding 9 golden coins. A voice booms out from the statue. In my hands I judge the value of all wealth, raising up whichever is greater. One of these coins is a deception. Find it using only 2 judgments and receive my blessing. Okay, and of course, Kira will tell us, yes, this is a statue of Abadar, the god of wealth and civilization. So basically there's nine coins. One of them weighs less than the others. Well, no. One of them is worth less. Because if they weighed less, then players could do some shenanigans with spells or something to find out which one just weighs less. So one of them is worth less than the others. And so when you put coins onto the hands, it will raise the hand that is worth more. And if they're worth the same amount in each hand, it won't raise either hand. And you can do this twice. You can do 2 judgments. And then after the second one, you have to be able to tell him which one is the fake coin that is worth less than the others. So, if you, if you have a solution that you think would work to solve that, speak now or forever hold your peace. What's funny is that, like, a few weeks ago, actually, on Facebook, I saw this exact puzzle. I mean, it was not, like, Abadar, the god of wealth. It was just, like, I think it was, like, ball bearings or something. That actually, like, one of them weighed less or something. And it was a scale. But yeah, it was funny. So I already knew the solution as soon as I saw this puzzle. So if you are going to run this, even if you run it on Foundry, you probably want to come up with some way to kind of physically or otherwise represent the 9 coins and number them. And it recommends that you do that as well. And then you secretly pick which one of the numbers represents the fake coin, and then they can kind of say, like, okay, we think it's number 7 after this, blah, blah, blah. But, honestly, I mean, if the players are clever, or have already heard this puzzle, like I did, you don't really need to number anything, and they can just tell you how they'll solve it, and that's how you solve it. So, if you haven't figured it out, it does provide a solution. Basically, you divide the 9 coins into 3 piles of 3, and you're going to put 3 of the coins in one hand, 3 of the coins in the other hand, and then leave 3 out. And then depending on which hand raises, you know, you'll know the fake coin is in one of those 3 coins. If it doesn't raise, then, or if neither one raises, then you know it's in the other pile. And then afterwards, you take the pile that has the 3 coins with the 1 fake, and you repeat the test same way. 1 coin in one hand, 1 coin in the other hand, 1 coin left out, and after that, you'll know for sure which one is the fake. Not a super complicated puzzle. And actually, there's no penalty whatsoever for them failing. And they can actually keep retrying the test over and over. So they could actually just, even if they're just idiots, they could just guess correctly at a certain point. Because, you know, it's not... like, even if you put, like, 4 in one hand, 5 in the other, and it's like, okay, we know now it's in this pile of 4, we'll put 2 in this hand, 2 in the other hand, you know, and, okay, it's definitely in one of these 2, 50-50. Like, even if you do that, you have a 50-50 shot. Even the brain deads are gonna be able to figure out, like, that system. So, chances are, unless your players are just really, like, anti-puzzle, they're probably going to be able to figure this out. So, if you solve the puzzle, they each get 80 XP. And I don't know how to activate that thing to give them XP. I don't know how to give them XP without it being the end of an encounter. There's probably a way to do that. Hold on. Oh. Just do / award 80. Yeah, there you go. And then you can do a major accomplishment. I don't know if that's a major accomplishment, but you know, it's a fun little starter adventure. We're pretty generous here. So now we're up to 380 XP. Nearly halfway to level 2. And you will hit level 2 by the end of this adventure. So, do not fret. Mauricio's looking a little beat up. Why don't we do a treat wounds on her? Whoops. Treat wounds. Go. Success. 6 health. Back to full. Excellent. Very nice little system. Save your heals for when you need them. Okay, so accomplishing that puzzle opens up this door automatically. And we go in. This small chamber contains an old wooden chest emblazoned with the symbol of a key. Behind the chest is a massive contraption of gears and pulleys that looks like the inner workings of some unseen device. And so you can actually kind of see through tiny holes in the wall here, which boundary, I guess, represents as just being a half, or a one-way wall or something. And on the far side of this area is a kobold standing watch. Now, I think that if you DM this, you probably want to make this guy visible then. So that they can... Oh, look, there's a kobold over there. And, of course, the sounds are playing, too. You can hear fragments of a quiet conversation between a few other kobolds out of sight talking about the boss's new pet and plans for the town above. Ooh. But we do have treasure. So we've got a Scroll of Force Barrage. An arcane or occult spellcaster like Ezrin can use it to cast the spell Force Barrage without expending a spell slot or even having it prepared. After which it dissolves, crumbles to dust. Okay. So, we're gonna spread this around a little bit, I guess. You know, here and there. Give all these... Give him some of that. Yada yada. Something like that. That's fair enough. Okay, the control mechanism here. If a hero examines the chest, they notice a lever protruding from the back of it. Have them roll a DC 15 crafting skill check. Who do we think is the best at crafting? Yeah, probably Ezrin. He'll get in there, and he will attempt. Barely succeeding. He realizes that this mechanism controls a trap hidden in Area 11. Though from here, they can't tell precisely how the trap is triggered or what it does. But he will definitely set it to active. And so now we give them another 30 XP for a moderate accomplishment. Look at that. Okay. But so we know there's kobolds in this room here. Oh, he actually still has his shield raised. But I think in this case, we'd kind of like plan that he's gonna come in with his shield already raised. That's fine. I don't think there's much else I can really do. I mean, I certainly would say that the wizard could stand behind this wall and cast Daze through the wall, through the holes in the wall. You know, it's not a physical projectile. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any hard and fast rules for a situation like that. I think it's kind of up to the DM, but I don't know if I'd allow anything else. But Daze as like a mental spell, I would allow that if he wanted to just do that. But that's not a perfect use of his talents. Okay. So we barge in. And when does the probably right there is when we would start. The door opens with a creak, revealing a massive chamber that looks like an audience hall. On the far side, a broad set of stairs leads up to where a throne might once have been. Pillars support the high ceiling, and the ruined tatters of once decorative banners still hang from them. Pillars support the high ceiling. And the rune tatter... Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. A decorative tile pattern centered in the room. Middle of the room shows through the grime coating the grime coating the floor. Sorry, because I didn't want to actually move in here. This is the area of the trap. This white border. And once a character actually moves up to next to this spot, they get a perception check. So, this is the central spears. Stealth DC of 20. So he has to have a higher perception than 20. So we'll just have him roll perception. 24. I think that probably is a secret. No, it's not a secret check. Okay. So now he knows that this area is trapped. And obviously he can communicate that with his team. And so now a hero can spend 2 actions to roll a thievery check to disable the trap, which is in DC 18. But better would be to have the kobolds trigger it, because they don't know that it's activated. That's what that thing down there did. I don't know if players would know that going through. We'll see. But I think at this point we want to roll some initiatives. So these are also here. Good, good, good. And let's get everybody on board. Not traps, though. There you go. And have everybody roll. Okay, and that is going to be our encounter. So there's the central spear trap, which as soon as somebody steps into this white area, spears are going to shoot out across all 3 rows here. So anything in there will get hit. There's also a kobold trap master here who has placed down 2 spike traps and actually spends her first turn spending all 3 actions to lay down the last spike trap next to her here. And so she's just gonna like throw spears until someone steps on one of these traps. Because she has 3 spears. Now, I assume, yeah, so the stealth DC is 10. So again, anyone coming in there, once they step next to it, I guess, they can roll perception. And they just have to roll higher than 10 or higher. To do it. Okay, so Valeros is going first. He knows there's a trap at least right there, so he doesn't want to step there. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. He could use sudden charge here. Yeah, probably sudden charge. Maybe he doesn't have to. I guess it's a horse apiece. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, so he moves there, and he's just going to swing. Critical miss. Very unfortunate. But he does have a shield raised. He started with that, so it's all good. Trap Masters, like I said, spends her whole turn laying down that spike trap. Kobold Warrior up there is going to then step down. And as soon as he steps there, this trap is going to trigger. And from the western wall, makes a ranged strike against first creature in each row. And I don't think it'll hit this guy. I think it's just... I mean, I don't know. You could rule that they just keep going until they hit the wall or something. I could see maybe that argument. And the white border is just the trigger. I don't know. It doesn't say. So it seems kind of weird that they would shoot with enough force to do full damage to this last row and then they would just stop. But I think if you... I don't know. Because if you say they go all the way to the wall, all 3 of the kobolds get hit by this spike trap. Probably all taking 1d8 plus 4 damage. Which seems... like just... I mean, it won't kill the Trap Master, of course, but it'll probably kill the other 2. And that just seems kind of wild. I think this trap activation should be a benefit, but that seems a bit much. So, I don't know what the devs exactly intended, but we're just going to go with this one guy getting hit. Okay. So... Barrage. He was hit. 1d8 plus 4, 8 damage. Dead. That's honestly, I think, enough of a benefit from solving that puzzle. You already got a bunch of treasure and XP out of it. Now you also kill the kobold for free. So this trap actually does reset after 1 minute, which is 10 rounds of combat. I don't know if the... I don't know if the players would be aware of that, like it would make some sort of gear sound or something as it resets, but that could be. Also, I wonder if it would make more sense if the spears that it shoots out are kind of like attached by rope, and it just sort of like pulls them back in automatically so it can shoot them back out with gears. That would probably make the most sense for this being like a automatically resetting trap, rather than it just has like a storage back there in this wall of like 100 spears. So I think that makes more sense. I think it's probably pretty obvious when it resets. But then, you know, then the players can know that and use that to their advantage, potentially, if they lead something up here into the spike trap. You never know. You never know. Okay, so that was that guy's turn. This kobold warrior will attack. Now, if I wanted to be a meaner DM, if I was that kind of person, if the players were doing too well and needed me to, you know, ratchet it up a little bit, there is an athletics check that they could do, reposition, where you roll athletics versus fortitude, and you can muscle the creature around and move them up to 5 feet. They must remain within your reach during the movement, and you can't move it into or through obstacles. Obstacles in this case, I believe, being just like walls and other things they can't exist in. So I could attempt a reposition check action to try and move him into the spike trap. Unless I am misinterpreting what obstacle is, and that's, you know, traps count as obstacles, but that seems... No, it says here, trap is a hazard. I do not get a definition in the rulebook for obstacle, which seems weird because they use the term. But then I have to trust my initial interpretation. But I think, you know, I think that's somewhat of the purpose of reposition and shove, is to just get these things into places they don't want to be. And there is a section here about forced movement. Says, if you're pushed or pulled, you can usually be moved through hazardous terrain, pushed off a ledge, or the like. Abilities that reposition you in some other way can't put you in such dangerous places unless they specify otherwise. But reposition says you muscle a creature or object around. I don't know if that's really pushing or pulling. I don't know. I guess that's probably something that's been answered. Okay, this is a new action from the remaster. See what I'm saying? Like how they just like added stuff and changed rules and stuff. So it is like kind of a new addition a little bit. Uh... yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like this is a very sort of structured game, you know? Like, pretty much everything has rules. There's a massive rule book and all that sort of stuff. It's a lot of the times not really meant to be interpreted. So, in some other RPGs, obviously, I would just be like, yeah, go ahead, fuck it. But for Pathfinder, I kind of want to be clear on what rules allow you to do, because the system kind of uh, is based on it. But yeah, I don't really. I mean, again, this is a remaster only thing, so there hasn't been too much discussion about something like that. So it would just be kind of up to my decision here of how I interpret the rule, and I think I'm gonna just allow it. But that's assuming he has athletics, which he does not. So this is all a moot point. It's actually not trained. The only athletics trained action is disarm, so anyone can attempt to reposition. It's just for him. God, for him, it would just be like +1, and he's not going to be beating Valeros's shit. So, yeah, I guess. Fuck, he's just going to try and attack. It's not very good. Critical miss. Critical miss. God, what else is he even gonna do? I don't know. I mean, these seem like pretty clear obstacles that you can't skirt by. So the only way to get to the Trapmaster is through these, unless you jump over these squares. So I mean, he'll probably move, and at which point Valeros will definitely reactive strike and miss. So he's gonna go just like up here or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do with him. Kira, way back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I don't know if the players would know that this thing isn't still active. But I guess she'll go there. And yeah, she really would benefit from some sort of like crossbow or something. You know, like she wants to be up close, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she'll raise her shield, which is already in effect. Valeros did not raise his shield. I wish that automatically went away at the end of his turn. That would be nice. I have to remember that shit. Mauricio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's gonna say fuck it. And obviously it's not reset yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all good. I guess Valeros would probably get a perception check at this point to see the trap. So let's have him roll perception, which is not a skill, of course. There it is. He failed. He's not noticed anything. that would... I feel like that's probably something you'd want to roll in secret as the GM, so that, you know, you roll for him. Because now it's like, why am I rolling perception? What else is here? There's something near me. Blah, blah, blah. So I think stuff like that. It doesn't say to roll that stuff as the GM, but I think that's what you should do. It may even be in the actual rule book that that's what you should do. But anyways, okay, so Marissa will move twice. Now she's just gonna swing once with her new shiny short sword. She missed. Of course she did. And Ezrin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's clear that this is not trapped anymore, so he's gonna step there, and he's gonna be targeting that with a telekinetic projectile. And we'll do piercing. Sharp rock. Miss. Okay, not a good round for us. Not too hot. Okay, Valeros. Valeros does not see anything. So I guess he'd go 1, 2. Because why wouldn't he? So now this trap triggers. DC 17 basic reflex. He rolled, he didn't roll anything yet. Okay, put it in chat, fine. 26. No problemo. He still takes half damage, though. Not a crit. Very close to a crit. No, not... 3 damage to Valeros. Okay, and now this goes away. And he's there, and he's pissed, and he's gonna fucking butcher this Trap Master real good. Real good, like. Miss. 19 AC, god damn. This thing is tough as shit. Alright, he's gonna raise his shield. This is gonna require some thought, some time, some effort. The Trap Master, what do you have? Acrobatics. Yeah, I mean, technically I use that. So I could try to reposition Valeros, throw him into another trap. There's not much else that I'm gonna do. So I guess let's roll our athletics. And I don't think there's a way... No, I think I just have to roll strength. I mean, that's what it is. Normal. 7. Okay, definitely not. Definitely not repositioning him. That may even be critical failure. Yeah. I have a 17 fortitude DC. So, critical failure. The target can move you up to 5 feet as though it successfully repositioned you. Haha! The turns have tabled. Well then, yeah, and actually, Valeros would get a check at this point to see the other trap, so he can roll perception. He sees that trap, and he's going to move the Trap Master right into it as this little kobold foolishly tried to grapple him. Big mistake. So there, I mean, see, a crit failure. I roll a 5, but that was a critical failure, and now I get wrecked. So, we can just roll this. Plus 10. You have a plus 10 reflex? Holy shit! Okay, well then, probably not going to be harmed by the trap too much. It was a success, so I do take half of the 2d8. Half 5 damage, and I'm here. Don't think I can use reactive strike. Because that wasn't a move action. Yeah, that was not a move action. Okay, well, that was its first action. It's gonna try and stab Valeros, I guess, with its short sword. It hits! Aha! Yes, I mean, Valeros will block, taking 1 damage from it. And unlikely to get the second hit, but we may as well try. Critical miss. Critical miss. I rolled a 6. Critical miss. Nuts. Crazy system. But that's that turn. This kobold warrior here is going to try to stab Marisial. Hits. Just barely, but a hit. It is a hit. 3 damage to her. Again, he doesn't have many options for things that we could do. Acrobatics, you can tumble through, which allows you to potentially move through the space of one enemy. Acrobatics versus reflex. And you can squeeze to contort yourself to squeeze through a space. That's about it. So, yeah, enemies just are probably rolling a lot. These basic enemies. I mean, once you get bigger enemies that are more interesting, there's some options. I guess maybe he could try and get here to try and flank Valeros. That's probably what he should have done. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. If we're going to allow that, he'll go there. And he'll try to stab him. Critical miss, of course. Okay. I don't think this fight is going to be going on very long. Can't flank, but Kira will step up to try and just... Oops. Valeros is not raising his shield. I don't think. He must be. I blocked it. Oh, yeah, he was. He was raising his shield. Good. That's right. I said I needed to take things slower. Okay, but she right now is not raising her shield. She moved. She's going to swing once. She missed. And then she'll raise her shield as well. Marisial. Now, I'd love to get this flank. I'd love to get it. But I think even a dumb player could guess that there might be another trap there. So if she's going to step, that's going to be a perception check. So the GM will then roll this for her, which would then be secret check, private GM roll. So then she wouldn't be able to see that. But she succeeded, so she sees that there is a trap there. So to disarm that, doesn't even say. Maybe you can't disarm it. Once set up, these snares can be disarmed, but they can't be reused. Okay, so they can be disarmed. It just doesn't say what the disarm is. What? Jeez. Is there like a default, or is there a number that I should be just going off of? Should I just be going off the reflex check? Doesn't really say in the book. Yeah, I don't. I mean, unless. No, I mean, I don't know where it would be. I don't know where it would be at all. Venturing gear? What is this thing? A spike trap? You know, I'm desperate, man. Let's see. No, I don't know. Maybe. Triggering a hazard, disabling a hazard. Specific skill and DC required to disable hazard are listed in the hazard stat block. You'd think so, wouldn't you? You'd sure think so. Oh, there it is. In the Cobalt stat block. Why wouldn't this number just be on the thing? Why would that be not that? What? What? Okay, it's a DC 15. Okay, DC 15. But it's 2 actions? 1 action? This information is probably listed in Foundry. I don't know why I'm bothering to look it up in the book. It seems like a waste of time. It's 2 action. So she's already moved. She could spend her 2 actions to disable this thing. Or she could just try and kill him. Without, or trip him or something. The Trap Master's fortitude is pretty high though. 17 we'd have to make with our +4. And if we critically fail, it's prone for us. But at the same time, it would be pretty nice if I didn't fail. So, you know. Okay. Oh, it's reflex. Damn it. I was close, too. Shit. Alright, well then, we're just going to attack. And we hit. Simple as that. 5 damage. Okay. Spent a lot of time just looking at rules. A lot of rules, man. Okay. I think let's try and kill this little dude who's almost dead. So let's use Force Bolt. Roll damage. 5 damage to that warrior. He is not dead. Oh, he was uninjured. Is that correct? Yeah, oh yeah, I guess Valeros never hit him. Shit. Okay, well that was 1 action. We still have daze. His will is pretty shit, so I think we have a decent odd of that hitting. We will cast daze. Of course, he succeeds. Alright, never mind, we tried. Okay, Valeros is going to move here. We really want to try and kill this Trap Master, so we're going to flank his ass. And, hit him. We're going to hit him good. We hit him. We hit him good. 12 damage. Max damage on that bad boy. Alright, now just hit him again, and it'll all be over. No, critical miss. Okay, the Trap Master... I mean, probably would just surrender at this point or flee, but we're gonna just play it out. Oh yeah, he did not raise his shield, so that's done. And he is gonna use reactive strike, of course. Missed by 1. I don't know when does this exactly happen. Triggered when a creature within your reach uses a move action or leaves a square during a move action it's using. I feel like you probably would get the flank benefit from that. That's almost certainly a question that's been answered. Yes. Yes. The attack of opportunity happens before the trigger in action happens. So yes, it would have been flanked, so its AC would be 17 and it would take damage. And it would have died where it stood. Right there. Nice. Awesome. Okay, then we have this warrior, who, again, also probably would run and flee and hide. And you'd still give your players XP for that, you know. I don't think you'd typically be dickish about it. And if this wasn't a sort of strict tutorial adventure, I'd probably have him run downstairs and warn the enemies, the kobolds down there, and blah, 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 blah. But, we're just gonna fucking play it out. I don't care. I don't care. So this guy's just gonna stand here and swing for everything he's got, and maybe he'll get a crit. Nope. Nope. -7 to this roll, of course. Critical miss. Okay. Now Kira is gonna end his day. She's gonna move here for flanking purposes. I don't know if a DM would allow that. This sort of. I mean, I don't know what this pillar is. I think you probably would not get flanking here. But I'm pretty sure the system will give me flanking. It sure did. And we'll try again, and we'll try for -6, and everybody's missing. And this is why you don't want to really triple attack, because it's just not good for you. Marisiel will move up and try and hit him with her nice short sword. Hit. Damage. Dead. Okay, encounter done. Let me make sure to turn off this. Okay, we are up to 510 XP. Alright. So Ezrin probably wouldn't mind getting back his Force Bolt. So we could spend 10 minutes. It has definitely not been an hour, though, so I don't think we can treat Valeros' wounds again. But if we wanted to patch everybody up, Kira could use heal. The big, broad heal. Yeah, I mean, some of these characters are missing, like, 3 health. But Valeros is missing 7. So it's probably worth it. So we're gonna heal everybody. For 4. Boom. Automatic. Done. And we'll sit here and get back his focus pool. We hear this thing, we see this thing reset, just in case we wanted to work with that. And it is time to continue on. And now we actually get to go to the second floor. After defeating the kobolds, players can examine their fallen foes. The kobold trapmaster is wearing a special necklace, a simple copper chain, and a cracked piece of a large eggshell. The shell is ivory in color, but it has strange green veins running through it. This piece is only about 3 inches across, but the egg it came from must have been at least 2 feet wide. Even if the heroes take this piece back to town, no one can identify what sort of creature would lay such a massive egg, although Tamale speculates that it might have come from a giant turtle or another reptile. Ooh. This is a great time for the heroes to rest and regain their spells and hit points before pressing onward. You should remind them of this option, encourage them to head back up to Otari to report what they discovered. They can also use this time to sell any treasures they found and purchase additional gear. Yeah, I mean, it seems kind of baby mode to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's not really a super time-sensitive thing. This is kind of like an ongoing plot by the kobolds. And again, like, it's a tutorial thing, right? So, the lesson here is that, yes, sometimes you can just leave, and heal up, and, sort of kind of upgrade your shit a little bit maybe and come back another day. Like, not every dungeon has to be done in one go. Again, I think I would tell the players all that if they're new, but I would also tell them that, unlike this dungeon, which is going to stay static because it's a tutorial, in future dungeons you come across, things might change if you leave and come back. It is a living, breathing world, after all. So, if I were to run this dungeon that way, and the players left and came back the next day, what would be different? I'm not sure, really. Honestly, I mean, as the kobolds would probably just leave. These 4 adventurers came through on a fucking warpath and just mercilessly slaughtered everything in sight. So they'd probably take their golden opportunity and just leave. But that's not very interesting from anyone's perspective. So I don't know if I would do anything if I were running this normally. Okay. So if the heroes report to Tamale about the scaly creatures creeping around the cavern, she's shaken by the story of what they found underneath her fishery, and she implores the heroes to press on to put an end to this menace. She can identify the creatures as kobolds, small reptilian humanoids who have a fondness for traps and are often seen in the service of more powerful creatures. She also notes the amount of fish that has gone missing is far greater than what could have been eaten by a handful of kobolds. Tamale is worried that there's something far hungrier beneath the city, and she shares her concern with the heroes. If the players have had a particularly hard time with the adventure thus far, I don't know how that could really happen outside of just an extremely bad run of luck, or if, again, all you're doing every turn is just, like, spamming the attack action. Tamale will give them a pair of potions of healing, which you can use as an action to heal 1d8 hit points. So I'm not quite sure. Quite sure of the action economy here, of how many actions it takes to drink a potion per se, if you just have it on, like, your belt. Is it an action to take it into your hands and then an action to drink it? Or is it just an action to drink it? I think if it's in your backpack, certainly it's an action to go get it. And even that is kind of generous, I think. But I think if it's on your belt, it's probably just an action to drink it. Not quite sure. It's a big rule book, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's a big rule book. Well, what does it say here? Activate, manipulate. Manipulate? What the fuck kind of action is that? Manipulate? Is that in the remaster? Is that a thing that exists? Manipulate. You must physically manipulate an item or make gestures to use an action with this trait. So that's a trait. So it's really just its own action. It's not any basic action. The action is healing potion. So I think, as far as the rules are concerned, as long as you are wearing an item, you can just activate it. If you're wearing or holding it. I think, I mean, again, like, I've plenty of RPGs. We wouldn't even have the discussion. It'd just be like, all right, just fucking drink your potion. And I think, obviously, for balance concerns, it makes the most sense that it's just one action if it's on your belt. I'm just trying to find out and specifically read this rule book as if I had never played an RPG before in my life, to just kind of piece it together. The thing, I don't even see Potion of Healing, like, in the gear list. Like, I don't think it's even in this book. It's crazy. The only close thing that I see is an elixir. The minor elixir of life. Regain 1d6 hit points and gain a +1 item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes. Which is similar, but it's not quite the same. And it specifically says here, elixirs are alchemical items you drink with a single action that has the manipulate trait. So I think, yeah, I mean, that's good enough for me. Anyways, that's all a moot point because we're not taking those 2 potions of healing. We do have 1, but yeah. I guess let's go ahead and just fucking full heal. I'm not gonna sell anything. I don't know if we need to buy anything. Because I don't know if we would buy... I mean, what would we buy? Potions of healing? I guess. Maybe if you can buy +1 weapons. I don't know if that's allowed. Actually, hold on. No, I don't have to think about this because if we go, say, to Otari, we have all the shops. Oh, it doesn't actually list... Okay, it doesn't list shop list for everything. But it definitely lists it for some. So here at Crow's Casks, it shows you this list of things you can buy, like invisibility potions and green wormling breath potion, which is 30 gold pieces. You can go to the Dawnflower Library, and they'll cast heal spells on you, which is fun. you can go here and maybe learn a spell from Morlabint. So there's that. You know, there's a handful of things. I thought there was going to be more shop lists, because I remember seeing that, the potion one. But here, Rin's Wonders sells adventuring gear, consumable magic items, held magic items, magic wands, and worn magic items. So I think you could buy magic weapons. It doesn't even... Oh, boy. I mean, I don't... It doesn't list magic items in here. It doesn't list, like, Falchion +1 and what that costs or anything. So I don't know. And I'm trying to find, like, if it mentions anywhere of, like, a multiplier or something, or... But I don't see that table anywhere. I imagine a lot of stuff is going to be in the GM book, which I don't have. I'm not going to find all the answers in the player book. So it's kind of a moot point. If I just search, say, longsword. Okay, so that just says longsword. Specific magic weapon. Okay, so it comes down to runes. I feel like even if I want to play second edition, I need the GM book just to have all the answers. I just don't... There are two types of runes, fundamental and property. Fundamental runes need to be added before property runes. You couldn't add a frost rune to a sword unless it has a +1 fundamental rune. You couldn't add a second property rune until the weapon is +2, and so on. There are two types of fundamental runes. Potency. Okay. Potency and something else, I don't know. Okay, so treasure by level. So by the end of first level, a party of 4 should have a pair of second level items, and those items should be received sometime while they are still level 1. A +1 potency rune is a level 2 item, but it's entirely possible, and if not likely, for a party to get 1 or 2 of them before they actually hit second level. Same with striking runes at level 3. Generally, you want to balance out treasure among people in your party. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of stuff, and I don't know if we really want to get into any of that right now. I think I need the GM book, though, and I need to read that, because clearly I'm not going to have all the info I need to run a game based on the player book, which Yes, I can't say that's shocking information. That's why it's a GM book. But yeah, okay, so again, I still don't know the rules for attaching runes onto weapons, but apparently this is what you're looking for. Weapon potency +1. So we already have that on that short sword. This costs 35 gold. Okay. I don't know if any of the characters have that amount. Mauricio has 22 plus 5, I think, from the polished shield. There's that. That's still not quite enough, though. And then Yura has the finely crafted short sword, which is I think that was 5 as well. So we probably could pool our funds and get a potency rune for Valeros. I guess we could do that. Sure. Okay, let's is there an easier way to do that? Probably not. I think you just kind of have to. What does it mean to sell all treasure? Oh, my emerald. Oh, yeah, the emerald. Holy shit. Can I move this into treasure? No. This doesn't have a value. Well, you probably can assign... No, I think you have to do that manually, which is not... is not shocking at all. Okay, so we'll just sell that for 5 gold, and we'll just add 5 gold. Now we got 27 on Kira. And then Mauricio sells the polished shield for another 5 gold. And that bumps us up to a total of 34. We're just a little short yet. Ezrin's definitely got some treasure. Look at that. You got that gold ring. Sell treasure. Okay, we got plenty of money. So let's take 20 from Kira and 8 from Ezrin. Whoops. Shit. 8 from Ezrin. So that's 28. And then, what has Valeros got? 2. Okay, well, you're losing your 2. Okay, and then 5 from Mauricio. Okay, good. And now we have this rune, which does something to somebody. We will figure this out. Let's go to Google again. How to add runes. Oh, under details. Oh yeah, here it is. Potency rune, +1. There it is. Simple as that. Okay, so we didn't have to drag this into our inventory. There you go. He's got a +1 longsword now. Aha. Oh, haha. Excellent. And we will rest for the night. So resting for the night heals you by an amount, a set amount, equal to your level plus your con modifier. So Valeros will be healed for 3. Not even 3. Get healed for 2. It doesn't even include your level? Okay. Well, everyone's gonna rest. Everyone's going to rest. No one else really needed healing, so I guess it's fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay. That is that. Now we need to copy these, and now we're going to activate floor 2. Okay. We are in it. And we will recast light and technically recast mystic armor. There you go. And we are set this marching order up properly. There you go. Okay. We're good to continue. How long have I been going here? Nearly 2 hours. But we're on the 2nd floor, so it's exciting. Okay. The stairs spiral down deep into the earth before ending in a chamber that looks like it's been prepared specifically to defend against intruders. On one side of the room, a table has been turned on its side to provide cover, while on the others, crates and barrels have been piled up to create a second barrier. Okay, so here, you have 2 kobolds that are starting hidden. So this is the ambush lesson. Ask each player to tell you their perception DC, their perception plus 10, then roll a d20 and add the kobold's stealth. If the total is equal to or higher than the highest perception DC from the heroes don't notice the kobolds before they attack. The room looks like it's empty. Now, the way that I am interpreting that, and there's been a lot of questions and threads and all that about stealth and hiding and ambushes in 2nd edition. But the way that I interpret this in this tutorial adventure is that I'm rolling once for the kobolds. And I think that's perhaps because they're the same unit, so they share the same number, and they're going to share the same initiative usually. In Foundry, everything has its own individual initiative because it's just, it's easy. But on a table where you have to actually roll for shit, you just lump all the same type of creatures together. So, yeah, I guess we should be able to see everyone's perception. Yeah, here. So the highest is 17. So we're just going to roll 1 stealth check from here. This, of course, should be a private roll. So this is both kobolds. They both got a 19. So as far as the players know, you just ask them their perception DC. And really, ideally, you would already know that information in advance, and you wouldn't ask them. You would just present the room to them and ask what they do. But really, things kick off immediately. I mean, the ambush kicks off immediately because we're going to be using. No, we need to get them into an encounter, and then then we use their 19 as their initiative. 19 for both. Okay, and then everyone else gets rolled. Not this fucking spike trap. Why is there a spike trap here? Oh, because I copied it and dragged it over. Get out of here. Okay. So, the kobolds go first, which means that they're both just going to be sniping Valeros, which means he's off guard to their attack. Had one of the players rolled a higher initiative, then they would go first, and they would basically know that there are enemies nearby. Like, that information would be available to them. But they don't know where. They wouldn't know specifically in what squares they're in. So they'd either have to take seek actions to try and scan for them, which would just give them another... It would give them a perception roll against their passive stealth. Or, you know, they could just start flinging spells, or they could try and attack specific squares, and there are rules for all that shit. But in this case, the kobolds are going to make themselves known immediately and just attack Valeros with this this crossbow. Okay, so it does not seem like it counted him as being off guard. I was hoping that because they're hidden, we were just, we were counting that, but I guess not necessarily. Either way, he hit, and it wouldn't be a crit if he was off guard, although it would be very close. So 1d8 damage. They do get sneak attack because he's off guard. 10 damage. Yeah. Damn, right? Damn. Oh, yeah, so now he's not hidden anymore. This guy is no longer off guard to this kobold. He's still off guard to the other kobold, who will get to go. But this guy, does he have to reload? I think he does. Yeah, he has to spend an action to reload, and then he'll fire a second shot. That is a miss. Okay, now this guy gets his perfect first shot. Miss. Unfortunately. He rolled a 5. He needed a 7 or better on the roll. So he is now visible. I mean, that's good for Valeros, don't get me wrong. He's going to reload, fire again. Also a miss. So, important to note that both of them need to reload if they want to fire the crossbows again, but most likely we're going to get into melee. Oh, I didn't start the encounter. I wonder if that's why we didn't have that off guard. Okay, well, no, don't. You're not dead. Stop that. Marissil. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. Actually, I could see... Hold on. I could see her delaying her turn. She wants the flank, as always. Kira will go, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it actually doesn't mention it here. But by the rules, these things definitely would have cover. I mean, it mentions that there's things here for cover, but it doesn't mention the rules for cover. So I think is it a +2? When you are behind an obstacle that could block weapons, guard you against explosions, and make you harder to detect, you're behind cover. Standard cover gives you +2 circumstance bonus to AC, to reflex saves against area effects, and to stealth checks to hide, sneak, or otherwise avoid detection. So yeah, it doesn't even include their +2 on their stealth check for cover, which they should have as well. And in fact, they wouldn't even be able to make that stealth roll if they didn't have cover. And then you can use an action to use the take cover action, which bumps it up to +4, which is pretty big. But obviously, it also kind of depends on position. So from here, if Kira wanted to, I don't know, shoot a crossbow, if she had one, they would have +2. But obviously, if she moves around and gets a straight shot at him, then no cover. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to keep moving, I guess. 5, 1, 2, and she'll go there. And she'll just try and strike this thing. She hits. 7 damage to the scouts. Excellent. And then she will raise her shield, which I like to do, but I hate that I have to remember to turn it off. Valeros. He's upset. He's getting upset. That's 5. That's going to be 10, 15, 25. He's had enough. Boom! Dead. Okay, and then he gets another action. He's gonna raise his shield. Leaving Mauricio kind of left with no flanking opportunities, but she'll go at this point, and so we have to change her number. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15. Nah, she'll go here. So that was 2 actions, and then she'll try and stab him. Crit! Done and done. 18 damage. Killed him in 1 shot. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Now, I should mention that we can be looting all these things we're killing if we wanted to take their crossbows and other shit. So maybe I should take a crossbow for Kira. It's not the worst idea, I think. Give her the crossbow and 20 bolts. I mean, she's not really good with that scimitar. She's just not. Is this a 2-handed weapon? How would you know such things? Where would that information be located? Probably here, right? Here, range, crossbow, 2 hands. Yes, so she'd have to put down her shield. I guess that's the downside. But if she's gonna sit in the back with a crossbow, she doesn't really need a shield as much. Yeah. Let's get rid of raise a shield. Valeros is gonna keep the shield raised. That's gonna be his default. But he does get rid of Ocean's Might and Treat Wounds immunity. Except that she is going to just heal him. Treat wounds. So let's do that. She barely succeeded for 9 healing, but we will take it. Excellent stuff. Okay. End the encounter to make sure we get our XP. So we're up to 590 now. There's a makeshift barricade in the back of this room. If the heroes examine this barricade, ask for a DC 10 perception check. I will give that to you. Crit. You notice a foul stench coming from the passage behind the barricade, like rotten fish and sweat. If the total is 20 or higher, which it was, you also hear a faint sound of dripping water coming from somewhere in the distance. Yeah, I sure do. After your players breach the barricade, you may wish to start the Floor 2 Soggy Crossroads playlist. Okay. Okay, well then we're going to try and open this quietly. Which is a... It's some sort of thievery check. I don't know, just roll thievery, let's see what you get. 14. I don't think that's high enough. It was 15, so it's still going to be loud. Now, in this case, it doesn't matter. creatures are too far away to hear anything, but the heroes have no way of knowing that. Loudly, baby. Oh, yeah. And now we want the Doggy Crossroads playlist. Give it to me. I don't think it should be playing Deeds Done in Darkness anymore. That's floor 1. We'll close that out. This is our new sound. This is what we have. Okay, moving on. Let's get up here. Beyond the barricade, the passageway meanders briefly. The floor descends slightly and soon becomes flooded by a shallow pool of water. The water appears to be flowing out of a passageway to the right, and a shimmering blue light in that direction reflects off of the water there. The main passageway continues to the left, over the slight depression in the floor where the water is pooled. An overpowering stench drifts from around a bend. Oh, look at that over there. Well, we gotta go check that out. It's too exciting. So we're gonna step this way through the water, getting our boots wet. Okay, what do we see? On the far side of the puddle of water is a strange chamber crackling with magical energy. Pulsing orbs float in 3 of the 4 corners of this room. The orb in the southwest is made of brown earth and stone, whereas the one in the northeast looks to be made of glass and is filled with a swirling cloud. The orb in the far corner holds a roaring flame. Opposite that orb are shattered remains and the water that flows down the passageway to the northwest. Okay. So, at this point, we need to introduce the Cinder Rat. Oh, we can actually do this. Oh! There's no flavor text to read for that? That's kind of surprising. But yes, this small rat-like creature made up of burning coal and smoldering flame bursts out of this orb, shattering it, and immediately begins approaching you with a reckless hate in mind. Okay, fun. Let's, no, don't do that sort of thing. Ugh. Okay. Get into combat. Roll combat numbers. Again, if I'm giving the benefit of the shield, the defend action of Laros, I really should be giving the avoid notice action to Mauricio, but whatever. I mean, we're having an easy enough time as it is, so whatever. Okay. Begin encounter. Everything is fire. Cool. Oh, that's everything is fire. There we go. Nice. Okay. So, this creature has the Fetid Fumes ability, which gives it the concealed condition. It's surrounded by just this cloud of smoke at all times. And so, whenever you have a concealed creature that you try to target or attack, you have to roll a d20. And if it's 4 or less, you just miss, and it's just done. So he's got that, which is great. He also has persistent fire damage. So if he bites you, take ongoing fire damage. So, good stuff. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a ranged attack. And he can't go in the water. It specifically mentions that he's, like, trapped here. So he doesn't have much to do. He's gonna just kind of, like, sit here and wait. He probably could have delayed his turn, to be honest. Let's do it that way. He delayed his turn. He'll come in once someone else foolishly enters. Okay, Kira. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this an obstacle? Do I not have... I don't know. What is this thing? Doesn't even mention what this middle thing is. So I don't know. I think we'll just say I have line of sight. So she's gonna shoot her crossbow at this thing. So first she has to roll a d20. I don't know if that's gonna be incorporated into the roll. Well, let me just roll and see what it says. Well, I definitely missed. So it's a moot point, I suppose. It's a moot point. And then she'll reload, and that's her turn. Okay, Valeros is going to possibly charge? Sudden charge? Yeah. I mean, we move 50 feet. That's 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, that's fine. So that's 2 actions, and then he gets to make this attack. Yes. So I guess he has to roll the d20 first. There's probably an automated way to do this. Okay, so he can connect with the attack, potentially. He critically missed. Because he rolled a 1. So then he'll try and do a follow-up attack. He actually probably should raise his shield, to be honest. The Cinderrat is potentially dangerous. So yeah, we'll just raise the shield and leave that. Okay, so now the Cinderrat's going to go. So he's going to change his number to, say, 18. And now he is going to... And he is immune to the... he can see through smoke, so he has no problem. Miss. Big whiff. That is a hit, however. Damn, dude. Damn, dude. That's not good. 12 damage and 1d4 persistent fire damage. Someone needs to put that out with an action. I believe it mentions that. Hero can spend an action to pat out the flames. If they do, they can roll a flat check right away before they take the damage as described above. I mean, it doesn't say that a different hero can do it, but that seems like a fair thing to allow to happen. I mean, other characters can touch my character. I consent. I consent. Like, who knows where all this information is? Persistent damage. Okay. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be allowed. That's all. But again, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to be very clear on rules and stuff. The rulebook doesn't even seem to mention that you can pat out the flames. So that just seems to be kind of like a circumstantial thing that they don't have rules for. I don't know. Okay, anyways. So at the end of Valeros' turn, if nothing else happens, he'll take 1d4 damage, and then he gets to roll a d20, and if he gets 15 or higher, the flames are extinguished. That is a little harsher to get out of than 13th Age, where it's 11 or higher, but the damage does seem a bit lower than 13th Age, which is just, at this point, would be a flat 5 damage each turn. So, you know. Okay, so that was his second roll. No, we didn't. No, we're not doing that. His third action, he could just swing again, because what the fuck else is he gonna do? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. What the fuck else is he gonna do? He critically missed. Alright. Wait a minute. I had my shield raise. I should have taken 5 less damage. Can I undo that and go back and block and do it again? Yes, good. That really hurt my shield. I don't know. Oh, and now my shield is broken? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What is that? It doesn't apply its AC anymore? That's not good. No one likes that. No one likes that stuff. Let me find shields. What? What? Okay. This I don't get. It says 8 hit points and broken threshold. These measure how much damage the shield can take before it's destroyed, and how much it can take before being broken and unusable. Oh, for shield block reaction. Possibly break. Oh, okay. So if it's broken, so either way, broken or destroyed, you can't use it anymore. You can't raise your shield. You can't shield block, you know, any of that. But if it's destroyed, obviously it's fucking destroyed. Whereas if it's broken, you can just repair it. And I assume that... Okay, so there's rules for item damage. Yeah, broken. Okay. Broken object can't be used for its normal function, nor does it grant bonuses, with the exception of armor. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, that's all true. Yep, I've repaired. Yes. And you're definitely going to tell me how to repair... Oh, right, crafting. Ho, ho, ho. It's all coming together. It's all piecing together slowly as we go through this. And I'm getting hungry, so we're going to have to end this after this fight. Okay, but crafting... Repair. Anyone can attempt this. You have to have a repair toolkit. Spend 10 minutes attempting to fix it. Roll a crafting check. The DC is usually about the same DC to repair as it is to craft it in the first place. Now, I don't suppose you have that information listed here. No. I mean, that would just be too easy if they just gave you numbers for crafting DCs or something. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? I bet somebody out there has set up fucking just a general list of crafting DCs. Here you go. Here you go. DCs by level. Perfect. Yes. Again, this is in the GM core book. Of course it is. But this is a general guideline of DCs based on the general level of things, or level of, level of items, level of spells, level of characters. What is a general guideline of DCs. And then you can adjust this if the, the situation calls for more or less, depending on it being ridiculous. But level 0 DC baseline is 14. So you need to succeed on a DC 14 craft check. And if you get a success, you restore 5 hit points to the item, plus an additional 5 per proficiency rank you have in crafting. So if you're trained, it's 10. If you crit, you restore 10 hit points, plus another 10 if you're trained. Do we have anyone trained in crafting? Let's see here. Yes, Valeros is trained in crafting. He's the man for the job. Actually, will the party list show me that? Party skills. Yep, there it is. Look at that. So Ezrin is actually our crafting man. Perfect. Okay, so after this, we can sit around for a few minutes, fix that shield back up. It'll be good as new. Okay, cool. It's very video gamey. I mean, the whole system is pretty, like, war gamey, video gamey, very structured, rules for everything, all that kind of stuff. Not that that's the worst thing, but it is a different experience compared to, a very loose OSR kind of system or something. Anyways, moving on to Mauricial. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And we'll make one glorious attack. I didn't even roll the flat check, but it's alright, we missed anyways. Doesn't matter. That was our great, awesome turn. Oh, there's also the other thing it has. The fumes. A creature that comes within 5 feet or begins its turn within 5 feet must succeed on a DC 22 Fortitude save or take -1 status penalty to all checks and DCs for 1 round. Great. Let me roll that for Valeros. He failed. No, wait a minute. Who is rolling this? I have Valeros selected. His fortitude isn't plus... No. So why are you rolling for the rat? Okay, let me put this in chat. Got Valero's fucking selected. There you go, +7. Alright, definitely a failure. Okay, and now you roll. +3, also a failure. Great. So they're both sickened for 1 round. I love it. Okay, Ezrin gets to go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's good enough. And he is going to use... Are we worried about that? We're probably worried about this thing. But I know that we're going to spend time fixing his shield. So I guess let's use... Nah, no, we'll wait. Let's use Daze. So first we have to do the flat check. He succeeded on that. So now we're going to... Thank you. Target this. Yeah. He failed, so we're gonna roll 1d6 damage. Boom. 5 damage has been done. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Holy shit, how much health is he at? 45 health! What the fuck? That's not good. That's not gonna be good for anybody. We probably want to get runic weapon on somebody here. We need some help. But the range on this is touch. 5, 10, 15, yeah, okay. So we can go here and cast runic weapon. On his longs. Actually, that doesn't even do anything now, does it? Oh, it increases the damage die. I probably should have healed him. Okay, Valeros. So the problem is we can't really squeeze past this. He's in the corner. He's bunkered up against flanking. He's a smart little bugger. We may want to trip his ass. I don't have a shield out anymore. I guess I am still holding it. I'd have to stow it. I don't have a free hand, you know. Can you drop it as a free action? I think... I mean, that's usually how it works. You know, and do I really want to look through all this? Try and find free actions? It's gonna be a whole thing. I'm already hungry. I mean, we're gonna be here all day. I'm fine ruling it as a free action like every other RPG that's ever existed. Since the dawn of mankind. Drop an item. See also, interact. You're telling me it's an interact action to drop an item the first time in history? Oh no. Good. You can use the release free action to drop an item to the ground. Okay, good. So if I drop this, where does it go? Okay, so it's still technically in my inventory, so we don't have to track things on the ground. Good. Okay, excellent. Now I'm going to try to trip this little bastard. There's probably an easier way to do this, but we'll just give him trip it up, trip it up, trip, and he's going to be good at tripping. I could also take assurance, but that wouldn't be good. No, I failed. Reflex DC 22. What the fuck is this creature? Okay, well, we still have 2 actions, so I guess we're just going to try to swing. Also, I probably needed to roll the flat check for that anyways. Let's roll to strike. I failed. And let's roll another strike. Okay. So now I can roll a strike. I hit. Thank God. Just barely. 2d8 plus 4. 7 damage. No! That's measly. Oh, no. No, no. Okay, and now we have to deal with the persistent damage. Okay. 3 damage to Valeros. And roll the recovery. Oh, he succeeded. Holy shit. Okay, so you already removed it, I assume. Okay, yeah. There is the fetid fume thing, making us sickened. Technically, that would have went away at the start of the turn, and then I would have needed to roll another fortitude save, but I don't know. The odds of us passing it are pretty... Yeah, he failed. Okay, he's still sickened. Alright, the Cinder Rat's going. He's, of course, going to try and slash Valeros again. Hit. Six damage and 1d4 persistent. He needs to be healed. Stat! For the second strike, he's going to go after Mauricial now. Critical miss. He'll go for his third strike. Hit. Roll the 19. Lucky bastard. 5 damage and the persistent, of course. Shit, this thing's a problem. Okay, our best bet is for Mauricial to tumble through. Okay, let's try and get rid of Sickened. It's not going to happen, but it would be cool. We'd have to roll a 20. Well, technically, we're not sickened at the moment. Okay, we are now sickened. Okay, so now we're going to try to tumble through. We're almost certainly going to fail because this rat is godlike. Okay, acrobatics against reflex. Yeah, we need like a 16 or higher. It's not good. Alright, we failed. So that was our first action. We could attempt it again. But I have like a 20% chance of success. It's pretty lame. But at the same time, his AC is not that amazing. It's 18's pretty high. It's all bad. This is all bad. Lots of bad. If we were smart, industrious players, I would like dump my water skin on him. What would we adjudicate that doing in this sort of game? I don't think that would stop the fetid fumes. It would just make more smoke, really. That would, like, increase the radius of this. But I'd probably, like, lower his AC by 1 or 2 or something, if a player did that. Which is not terrible. I mean, honestly, it would still, again, not solve the concealed problem, but lowering his AC like that could be pretty good. As it is, we'll just try and attack him and just get this over with. Okay, my first attack missed. Holy shit. We are in dire straits. Okay, Ezrin, fucking take it away. 4 damage to Mauricial. Recovery check is a success, so that's gone. Excellent. Remove that automatically. And Ezrin is going to be casting Force Barrage. Full force. So this is not an attack, so Concealed does not give a shit about that. as far as I understand. When targeting you with an attack spell, oh no. That's pretty nuts. Do I have to target him? Do I have to roll that 3 times? Probably. There seems to be some argument about that. Rules as written versus rules as interpreted. Or rules as intended. Yes, definitely some arguments here for or against it automatically hitting. Seems to be leaning towards that it does have to roll. And I would say, again, rules as written. Targeting the creature with an attack spell or other effect. They must succeed on a DC 5. Now, would I have to roll 3 times? It's 1 spell cast. So I would probably say it's 1 and done. That is not as clear, but I'm targeting him with 1 spell, regardless of how many effects are in the spell. So let's roll our big one here. We roll a 3. Fucking Christ. So that means it's just wasted? It's over? Or it doesn't go, like, it just, I lose the action? Probably it's wasted. If the check fails, you aren't affected. So it happened. I cast it. I used my whole action, my whole turn, and it's just done. Damn, dude, we're getting fucked now. This is pretty bad. Alright, Kira has to heal. There's not much question about it. She should probably spend 2 actions just so that we increase the healing amount. Plus 8. Apply the healing. And then I don't have much else, man. I don't have much else, man. I think I already shot the crossbow and I didn't reload it. Or did I? I did. I did. Pretty sure I did. So we'll reload it and that'll be that turn. Okay, Valeros. He is not currently sickened. We're going to roll his fortitude. He is definitely still sickened. He's not going to try to tumble through, because that would be kind of dumb. So we don't have many options here, unfortunately. Our brute force is not winning the day. We missed. We missed. We critically missed. Shit. It's pretty bad. This could be the end of us. Valeros takes 3 more damage. He rolls his recovery, critically fails. I don't know how that affects any of that. I don't know if it does affect any of that. Doesn't seem to mention anything. But it's not good. The Cinder Rat is of course going to continue his rampage. Hitting Valeros again for 6 more damage. And, you know, that. And then target Mauricial and try and kill her as well. Miss. Thank God. And critical miss. Again, we'll try to shrug off this, but it's never gonna work. Nope, still sickened. And I could try to tumble through again, because I'm not doing much else, but it's not good. I could also try and trip, but I don't want to fall prone. Failure. Yep. It's too good. It's too powerful. He's too powerful, man. Swing. Critical miss. No. No. What are we doing? We're falling apart. I wasn't even rolling the flat checks. I guess I only care now if I actually hit. And then we'll see if I actually connect it anyways. Okay, Ezrin. Dude, we need something big. Use force barrage again. Full turn. You rolled a 2. What the fuck, man? This thing is insane. This is such a jump in difficulty if your rolls are bad. My God. This is a moderate encounter. That's bullshit. This thing is way overtuned. Holy shit. Well, that's all his spells. There you go. Kira has to spend another 2 actions healing Mauricial. So she'll heal from a distance. 9 health. It's not much, but it's good. And then she's gonna spend 1 more to just heal Valeros from next door. Not much. But that's her turn. Valeros will again try and shrug off sickened, because that would be nice. Okay, he's not sickened at this moment in time. There is hope for him. Where? Okay. Sickened. Actually, truth be told, I believe all those heals that I'm throwing around, I also have to roll concealment, because both these characters are concealed. So, it's even harder than I'm making it out to be. Okay. He's not sickened. He doesn't have many options, but he's going to try to trip again. He's got the hand free. He failed. Oh, and I think I've been doing this wrong. Trip actually counts as an attack. So that actually goes into his multiple attack penalty. So now his first swing is going to be at +5 instead of +10. That is dumb of me. Okay, that makes it not as OP or as obvious of a use as I have been making it out to be. Shit. Oh, he crit. Excellent. Forget everything I said. 34 damage. Eat my dick. Eat my dick for breakfast, you stupid rat. Yeah! Okay, easy encounter. We're the best. Oh, wait a minute. If I roll a 4 or less. Okay, we're fine. Whoa. Oof. We're good. Oh, holy shit. That was rough. We're gonna have to go back up and rest again now. And we get a measly 80 XP for that. God damn. After the fight with the rat, the heroes can investigate the other 2 orbs. Both are intact and appear to be relatively stable. Alright, well, we definitely need all the buffs we can get. You didn't have any inventory. No, okay. I don't know how persistent damage works. I guess you keep rolling and doing it turn by turn. You keep the encounter going until they're done with it. So I guess I'd take another D4. And he would take that damage, and then he'd roll this and fail. And then we'd roll another D4. Actually, at this point, yeah, he'd probably just run into the fucking water. Let's not be stupid. Let's not be stupid. And he had his shield raised that whole time. So that's great. He doesn't have this anymore, blah, blah, blah. Good, good, good. And you're no longer sickened. That's good. That's all good, all good. Okay, so, yeah, obviously we're gonna touch both of these orbs. Blessing of the Air, we can spend an action to fly up to 40 feet. Blessing of the Earth, spend an action and all your melee strikes for that turn deal an extra 2 damage. Nothing amazing, but better than not having it. So we will take both of those. We can use within the next 24 hours, but we're of course going to go and rest back up. But she will use a treat wounds on him. For 3 health. Yeah, definitely need to go rest. But it would behoove her to use her last cast here. Everyone else is full, so it doesn't matter. Use the targeted one. There you go. Good. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave it off here because I'm hungry, as I said. I didn't expect that one to be so rough, but that's good to know. Kind of an annoying fight. So we will pick it up here. We will go back and rest up. Mostly to get the heals back, get the shield fixed, and get his spells back. But then I think next time we're gonna finish this adventure. So, not too bad. 2 hours, 48 minutes. So, yeah, probably like 6-hour adventure overall. On Foundry, where most things are automated. But we are playing solo. I think it's a little slower. Anyways, my name is Mang. Game we're watching has been Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Menace under Otari on Foundry 2nd Edition. And I'll see you fine folks in the next part.